Hey guys, Siddharth Rajshekar here. Welcome to this live session. Okay, I'm just going to be talking to you about some webinar marketing tips. I've done over 400 plus webinars, and in this video, I want to actually show you and give you some tips on how you can get the maximum conversions and how you can get the maximum engagement in webinars. Okay, so if you're excited to learn and if you're watching me live, just type in the comment box. Even if you're watching a recording, just hit the like button below just to show that you're interested. Okay, I just want to see if you're really interested in this. So, see, webinars are the best way for you to be able to reach out to many people in a short span of time. Okay, and in this video, I want to actually show you how to actually sell on a webinar and how do you make it very effective so that the person who's watching on the other side, they're able to see that the value that you're providing, and they're also able to make that decision at the end of it. Okay, and I'll give you a very classic example here. Like, initially I was not really good at this. Okay, I'm a super introvert and I'm not good at selling, but after doing over 400 webinars, I understand that selling is a system. Knowledge giving is different, selling is different. Okay, and if you're able to bring both in the right proportion, you'll be able to get maximum sales. Okay, now if you're here watching me on Facebook, if you're just watching me even on YouTube right now, I want you to just type in the comment box, I am excited. If you're excited to learn about how do you really convert and how do you run effective webinars. And I'm going to be actually going deep. I'm going to actually show you, take a lot of notes, and I want to tell you step by step how do you really construct a webinar that will be very impactful and very effective for you to generate sales. Let's see, I just want to look at some comments over here. Okay, good. So let's come to a few webinar tips here. The first tip is what you do in the first 10 minutes. What you do in the first 10 minutes is going to determine the number of people who are going to stay till the end and the number of people who are going to buy. Because people, they need to buy you first. Before they buy any of your products, they need to buy you. And if they have to buy you, they have to actually understand what you stand for. Okay, so all of you note down these concepts. The first piece, the first 10 minutes, what should be there in the webinar is, number one, is you need to talk about what's in it for them. Okay, so whenever I would start off a webinar, I would tell people, okay, in this webinar, you're going to be learning about these 3 things. And I'll keep it to 3. I don't want to keep it like a 10-point checklist. Keep it very simple. You're going to learn this, you're going to learn this, you're going to learn this. It's more like everybody wants to know what's in it for me, right? That has to be addressed right in the beginning. Then what you do is, the second part in the 10 minutes is you have to set the context. Okay, the content will come later, but set the context more from a perspective of what can people expect. So I would say some things like, this webinar is going to go on for 90 minutes. So if you have any other appointments, you can leave right now. But people will not leave, because I'm already seeding into their mind that they have to stay till the end. Okay. Then I would say things like, if you have any questions, you can ask me at the end. If you have a notepad, pen and paper, take notes. I would actually set some of these contexts so that people get glued in and they're not distracted looking at their smartphones and their Facebook and other stuff. Okay. So the other webinar tip I want to give you is that besides telling people what's in it for them in the first 10 minutes, you need to also give them a context on how they need to learn. Does this make sense? Yeah. If it makes sense, just type make sense in the comment box. Just type make sense in the comment box, because this is the only way you can prepare your students to learn from you in the most effective way. And if they learn in an effective way, they'll definitely make a buying decision at the end. Okay. Then what you do is you need to get into your credibility, because just because they hopped into the webinar and just because you're giving them the context, they need to also trust you. They also need to believe in what you're offering them and what knowledge you're going to give them. So you got to establish some credibility. Like in my webinars, I share some results, like how many people that I've been able to help, or how many people I've been able to convert through webinars, or how many students that I've been able to mentor, and many of my students are getting results right now, and I have a lot of success stories. So I talk about the credibility factor. Now, credibility can either be your own results. It can, even if you don't have any results of your own, you can borrow credibility of others. So initially when I was doing webinars, I did not have any credibility myself. That means I did not have any results selling my own products. And I used to borrow credibility from my mentor. I would talk about my mentor and I would say, no, this guy makes $1 million per month and this is what I learned from him and this is the kind of results he's got. So many people think that they have to become the expert first to start creating, getting results. But that's not the case. You can even be the lighthouse for the market. You can be the guide for the market, where you're being the reporter and you tell the market exactly what's going on, and that also establishes your credibility. Okay. So just to recap the pieces in the first 10 minutes is what's in it for me. The second piece is setting the context. Third piece is establishing credibility. And the fourth piece is you need to talk about your story. Okay, you need to talk about why you do what you do. And this story has to be a story which has to come from a point of, like in my case, I share my granddad's story. I'm an 8-year-old kid. Some of you would have seen my webinars, so you know this. Okay, if you have not been to my webinars, I'll give you a link at the end of this video. You can go and check it out and actually, go through all these points, whatever I've told, from wearing the hat of somebody who's investigating these same points, and you'll see the conversions. Okay, you'll see the way that I've been able to convert. Now, I always talk about the story about me and my grandfather. Okay, when I was 8 years old, I come back from school, and then I went and asked my grandfather this question. I asked him, Tata, why should I go to school? And my grandfather told me, said, don't let schooling interfere with your education. Okay, he was a rebel. He used to work for the British, and then he never completed school. So he told me even when I was young that don't let schooling interfere with your education, and that becomes my context, of what I stand for also. So I tell people in my webinar that the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I want to really build a team, or I want to build a community of knowledge givers who have the mindset of lifelong learning. And you know what? When I ask this question, how many of you would like to be a lifelong learner? Type LLL in the comment box. I would ask this in the webinar. I would say 80-90% of people would actually type LLL in the comment box. LLL is lifelong learner. Okay. So even in the webinars, when you come up with these really cool codes, like I use codes like BIO. Okay, BIO is bring it on. I use codes like DNK. I do not know. Okay, so I created my own codes like this, which is easy for people to type. And every 3 or 5 minutes, I just keep asking them a code based on what I'm teaching. That way, they're very engaged in the webinar. Okay. By the way, are these tips cool? Just type super cool tips in the comment box. Now I'm asking you to do it. Okay. Literally, I'm making you do something right now while I'm doing this live, and you'll see why. Because I'm doing this, it really creates a sense of bonding. It is not just like some random video or whatever, it's a sense of bonding. Even if you're watching this as a recorded video on YouTube, just do that in the comment box. Because what's going to happen is you'll feel more connected with me, and you are connected with me at this point. So coming back here, I'm just going to move out of the loop and keep coming back. When you do webinars and when you ask for call to actions, when you ask for responses with codes like this, it keeps people engaged and they will not drop off of the webinar. And most trainers I know, like even though they have great knowledge, they are not able to retain people in webinars because of this thing. People are too much in their own head. They are not able to engage with an audience and create a two-way communication in webinars. Okay, so unless you're doing automated webinars, you need to ask for communication. For example, I can see Varsha, Anthony, I can see a lot of you who are actually typing in my comments. I can actually see the comments right now happening. Okay. So back to the first segment of the webinar is once you establish your story, people would, in one sense, they've already bought you. They already believe in you, and if they resonate with your values, if they resonate with your mission, you know what? They're ready to buy a product. They're ready to buy a service. So all of you note this down. If you're watching this, even if it's a recording or watching me live also, people need to buy you first. And only if they buy you, will they buy your product. And in order for them to buy you, you have to include these 4 elements. You need to talk to them about why they need to be there. Number 2 is you need to tell them about, set the context on how they need to learn. Number 3 is talk about your credibility, talk about your story. Then you get into the content piece. Your webinar can have a whole 45-minute segment on content based on your expertise. So if you're going to talk about weight loss, if you're going to talk about, life coaching, if you're going to talk about, helping people in relationships, parenting, whatever, health, wealth, relationships, you want to teach people stock market trading, you want to teach people how to manage their finances, you want to teach people, whatever may be your topic, right? You go deep into your topic, but don't give like a whole encyclopedia of knowledge. Again, keep it simple. I break down my webinar into 3 secrets, like secret number 1, secret number 2, secret number 3. Each secret I spend 15 minutes on it. So my first segment is 10 minutes, 15 minutes are the secrets. And then after that, I come to the next part, which is my sales bridge. That means before I get into actually selling my product or selling my service, I have something called as a sales bridge. Okay, and most people who are not aware of this, they actually don't do well in webinars because they get uncomfortable when it comes to selling. Okay, how many of you experience this, or how many of you here are a little bit uncomfortable when it comes to you actually asking money from the market? Just type I in the comment box. Type I in the comment box, and I have some news for you. I'll tell you something. I have some very important news for you. Do you feel uncomfortable to ask people for money for your product or service? Just type I in the comment box. Okay, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. Okay, listen, if you don't like to sell, you're going to be broke. Okay, or if you don't like salespeople, or if you're going to be putting people, if you feel that salespeople are like this, you know what? The same people that you're despising is what you actually need to be in order to generate a lot of money. Okay, so what I'm here to tell you is that you need to be comfortable in selling, and you need to start looking at selling as a form of service. All of you type in the comment box, selling is a service that you are doing by helping people solve a problem. And it has to be a value exchange. All of you type in the comment box, selling is a service. Yeah. If you have that mindset, you will make a lot of money. Like some webinars I've done even up to 4.5 lakhs in 90 minutes. 4.5 lakhs in 90 minutes. Okay. People have just bought. Why? Because I really believe in what I'm selling. I believe that if anybody buys that product, it's going to change their life. 100%. Okay. So sales comes from your belief in your own product. Okay. And selling is it's a form of service, and it's a form of exchange of energy, or an exchange of emotions. Okay. So if you have established your secrets in a very powerful way, and then when you get into the sales bridge, which I'm going to talk to you about right now, okay, before I start to talk about my product or service, I do what I call a sales bridge. A sales bridge is creating that bridge, and I'll pause the webinar, I'll say, okay, now I'm going to talk about my product or service. If you feel that you cannot afford this, or if you feel that this is not for you, if this is not your cup of tea, thank you so much for being in this webinar, and you can leave right now. And I wait for 10 seconds, and a few people do leave. And then I ask them the permission. I said, okay, for those of you who are serious, can I have your permission so that I can talk to you more about the product which I'm going to offer you in this webinar? And pretty much 80 to 90% of the people say yes. And there's no pressure anymore. Because for me, I have no pressure in selling because I've got the permission from my audience to allow me to talk about what I'm going to sell. And I know that what I'm going to sell is going to change their life. So I have that deep core belief, and that's why I'm able to convert really high in my webinars. Okay. So, by the way, are all of you getting a lot of value? Just type super valuable in the comment box. Okay. If you're getting value in what I'm sharing with you, because this is I've done a lot of webinars. There have been some webinars where I've goofed up like crazy. People have, all kinds of crazy comments in the comment box and made me feel really awkward, but I had to turn things around. I've been in very awkward situations. Okay. And I'm here to tell you from my experience that if you just follow this method, what I'm telling you now, you can literally sell anything through webinars. Okay, you can sell anything through webinars. So always ask permission, and then you get into the product. Then you get into the actual sales pitch, and the sales pitch has to be more on the lines of educating them. Ask them to take notes. Tell them. In fact, before I even start talking about my products, I say, okay, I'm going to tell you the entire curriculum. I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to get, and I want you to make a decision at the end of it. I actually tell them that. Whether your decision is a yes or whether the decision is a no, that's your call, okay? But whether it's a yes or a no does not matter to me. It matters to you. So you need to be a decision maker. Just don't be in the gray area. Be either black or white, and I respect both of that. Okay. And then I get into talking about my product. So at that point of time, when you start to talk more about your product, when you start to go more deeper into the curriculum, the design, and all that stuff, the sale actually happens when you are able to stack up value. Stack up value. All of you type in the comment box. Stack up the value. Stack up the value. Type that in the comment box. See, no one is going to buy from you. Suppose I'm selling this, say a bottle of water, okay? And I say, okay, this bottle of water is 10 rupees. Here, you can go and buy it. No one is actually going to buy it, okay? You need to make them feel that this is really valuable, okay? Now I'll just give you an example. So if I have to sell this bottle of water, I'll say, okay, by the way, this water has been brought from the Himalayas, okay? It has taken people more than 10 hours to go to this special, mountain. And the water that comes from there is having most number of minerals in it, okay? And this water, its properties are like 100 times of what will be there in any normal water that you drink. And you can instantly feel the energy of it, okay? And besides this water, I'm also going to give you, one more bottle of water along with this. This is the price of this water is X amount. Let's say I say this is the price of this water bottle is 100 rupees. Okay, but in this webinar, I'm going to give it to you only for 75 rupees. Okay, so you don't really have to go through the regular price that you see outside there. And along with this water, I'm also going to give you a special report to understand the qualities of these minerals. Okay, which is valued at 10,000 rupees in value. The second bonus I'm going to give you is like a proper water intake chart, and how at each time if you drink water with these intervals, how it can detoxify your body. Now this is a special report that I got from somebody who's done detailed research on water, and he has spent over 3 years to do this research, and I'm going to give it to you for this, it's 10,000 rupees in value, but I'm going to give it to you for free. And I'm going to give you this one. So I have at least 4 bonuses, and I'll say, so the total value of it is this bottle of water plus all these bonuses is going to cost you, is the total value of the bundle is around, let's say it's around 35,000 rupees. But you know what? You can buy this entire bundle. If you go to the button right now, and when you complete the transaction in this webinar, I'm going to give all of this for you for just 1,500 rupees. Go and take action. Now, how many of you will go and buy? Just type I will buy in the comment box if you will buy. So I'm actually stacking it up. Of course, I made this thing up right now. Okay, I made this thing up right now. But you have to genuinely stack up bonuses that are valuable for your customer. So the conversion happens when you stack up, and then you give a webinar special, and it has to be a webinar special. People should not be able to get that special otherwise. Okay, it should be only in that webinar. And when you do that, only then people make a decision. Otherwise, yeah, I'll check it out later. I'll come back to you. Very typical responses. Very, very typical response that people get. So, yeah, thank you so much. I see a lot of you here who are this. I just made this up right now. Okay, I just made this up right now. But then that is the principle of webinar selling. Webinar selling is all about removing the pains and pressing the pains, both. Okay, first you press the pains of what people are actually facing, and then tell them that your product can remove the pain. And then you keep adding the bonuses and make it feel that it is easy for them to do it, and you have to make it easy for them to do it. Okay, see, you can be good at marketing, and you can use my formula to even sell garbage. But if you do that, you have a high risk of having buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse is they would get impressed by your pitch. They'll be like, wow, this product is going to solve my problems. And then they go in and they see your product, and if it is a crappy, shitty product, it'll backfire on you. In fact, you'll start to get so many negative reviews, and you'll be tagged as a scam. Please don't use this formula to sell garbage. Are you with me on this? Just type with you in the comment box. Okay, just type with you in the comment box. I'm sharing some very powerful principles after doing a lot of trial and errors. But I don't want you to use this knowledge or these tactics for selling some garbage out there. Because what goes around will come around. You can make some money, yes, but you lose money somewhere else. So in my case, I'm very, very, very strong on the fact that if I'm selling anything, okay, whatever product I'm selling, if anybody pays me even 1 rupee, it is my thumb rule that I have to give them 10 rupees value, 10x the value. That's the way I do business. Okay, that's the level of integrity that I've set for myself and for all my students also in my community. If anyone pays me 1 rupee, they have to give them 10 times the value. I have hardly any refund up. People don't ask for refunds, and if they even ask me for a refund, it'll be only like, Sid, I went through your courses, it was superb, but I don't know if I can have time to do this. I said, okay, fine. Or somebody comes and says, I have a health issue. I really, I put my life savings into this, and I need this money back for my health or something like that. And those are the cases that I do it. But otherwise, people never come back to me saying that, Sid, your product was not good, because I know this because I have wasted over 15 lakh rupees on garbage. I've wasted. And I know that pain of, some very good marketing message and going there and seeing that it's just some crap. How many of you here are going to use this knowledge to really create an impact in the world? Just type I am in the comment box. Type I am. How many of you are going to use this knowledge to create an impact? Because if you follow this template, what I've just given you right now, whereas your first 10 minutes, your 3 secrets, the sales bridge, and the sales pitch, where you stack up the value and you give them put down a limiter and just give the final price point, which is the webinar offer, you can easily make 1 lakh rupees per month. 1 lakh rupees in 90 minutes. Like if let's say you have 100 people in a webinar, okay, 100 people in a webinar. And out of 100 people, if you follow my system, like what I've shared with you, easily 15 to 20 will buy. If they are qualified people in the webinar, 15 to 20 will definitely buy. And if you're selling a 5,000 rupee product, if it's a 5,000 rupee course, you can literally sell, if you're going to be selling 5,000 to 20 of them, for every 100 people in your webinar, you can make 1 lakh. And imagine you do 5 webinars like this in a month. You can make 5 lakh rupees per month. All you need to focus on is how can you get 100 people to 5 webinars in a month? Are you with me? How many of you now believe that making money is simple? You just need to have a structure. Yeah? How many of you believe that? So what I want to do right now is, I want you to go and investigate my webinar. I actually have an automated webinar right now. You can go and see how I'm doing it. And if you click on the link below in the description, it's on YouTube, you can go and see it. But I want to qualify you first, because I don't want anybody and everybody to go and watch this recording of mine. It is like a lot of my time that has gone into this, and I've really perfected my pitch and stuff like that. And I want you to don't just go to just I don't want you to just go and buy my product. Okay, I want to make this very, very clear. I want you to see how I take people through the process, and I want you to model exactly what I'm doing with your own flavor. How many of you want this link? Just type I want the link in the comment box. Type I want the link. I'm going to share a link right now on my screen, and you need to go through a bunch of questions, and only if you qualify, you'll even get that link. Okay, so I want to make sure that the right people are watching this, and that you really are going to see value in what I'm actually going to be talking to you about in the webinar. Okay, just type in the comment box I want the link. I see a few people are typing in here. Okay, so Gopal Anand wants the link. So here's the link. Let me just pull it up. This is the link. If you're watching me on YouTube, it's there in the description. If you're watching this as a recording on my Facebook live on my group or something, it's there on the top in the description, but this is the link. Okay, just so that all of you see here. sids.co/qualify. That's the link. When you go into that, you'll get into a survey. I would like you to complete all the questions of the survey, and only if you're qualified, you'll actually get to see that webinar. Okay, so go and watch that webinar and observe how I walk people through the journey. Take a lot of notes and see how you can adapt some of those principles and techniques inside your own product sales. And you know what? If you implement that and if you start to structure it in the way that I have put together things there, you making 3 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees in a month is going to be just a normal thing. Okay, but the important factor is serve your market, over deliver value, build communities. It is not about the sale, it is what happens after the sale. For me, my relationship with my customers start at the point of sale. Most people who are selling products on the internet, their relationship with their customer ends at the point of the sale because they've done the sale. For me, it's not like that. If anybody buys my product, our relationship actually begins at that point. And I actually meet up with all of them every week. I answer questions, and I really serve my customers to such a level that they will really feel and they will really experience the value that they've paid for. And many people have come back and said, Sid, you should actually charge more for this. Okay, but I tell them, what? No. For me, I want you to first get the breakthrough, and nature has its ways. I believe that if I give a lot of value to people, even if it is not as valuable as it should be when I charge people, it will come in other ways. Okay, what goes around comes around. That is nature's way of doing things. And I truly believe in this quote by Zig Ziglar. He says, if you can help enough people achieve what they want in life, you can achieve whatever you want in life and more. I'll repeat that. If you can help people achieve what they want in life, you can achieve whatever you want in your life automatically. Okay, so good. If you found this video useful, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you're watching this live on Facebook, jump onto my YouTube channel and just follow me over there. I'm just building this library of really high valuable, high impact videos like this so that you can go and watch it multiple times. And I'm just here to serve you. Okay, I want to bring out all these concepts. I have many other new concepts that I've put down on my list. A lot of new concepts that I'm learning through this journey, and I just want to share that with you. Okay, so make this work, make it happen. Stay connected with me, and have a super day ahead. Okay, cheers, God bless, and have fun. Bye bye.